Hello there.
Hi.
Hi, I got your message that you couldn't find the link.
Nope, I couldn't. I typed it in for my text message, but I know that if anyone else is planning on joining, that's probably where they go for the link.
I see. Let me post it now.
So, because otherwise people won't show up.
Now, here's the link. So it's handy. Thank you for that note.
You're welcome.
Voila. Voila, voila, voila. And then double check.
Hey, your shelf behind you is looking quite full. I like it.
It is nice, huh?
Are those different colored tapes back there?
Oh, yes. Those are called washi tapes. Yes, my friend, you washi tapes.
What the heck are those?
They're pretty decorative tapes that you use to make your notebooks pretty.
Oh, I like it. So it's like crafty, creative work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then Meredith organized them by color story because,
yeah, it helps.
It
helps if you know that all the pink tape is together in one compartment.
It does. It makes it so nice and easy. It's all about that. So yeah, we're going a little crazy. I found the jars from my roll call, so I'll be able to do roll call. These are the important things. Thank you for noticing.
You're welcome.
Coming together. Excellent. So this is, as you know, it's your Q&A time. I am hosting this evening once again. You'll have Vanessa next week, I believe. Double checking. One moment, please. Yes, you'll have Vanessa here next week.
Awesome.
In the meantime, I thought, obviously it's Q&A time, so if there's something on your mind, we can talk about that. But then I had some ideas that I wanted to throw around about ways to really boost your visibility that might be even more, I don't know what the word is. I'm not even going to pretend I have the word. The word has fallen out of my brain. But more direct ways to get your visibility up. So that's what I was planning to talk about tonight after Q&A. And hopefully you'll be joined by your fellow mastermindees.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's only 7:02, and they, sometimes they're running a little behind, so.
No problem.
I don't really have any questions.
Okay, how are things? What do you have to celebrate this week?
Celebrating this week, I am celebrating that I have had an immense amount of clarity for myself and just kind of deciding what it is that I really want for myself and for this business. So I guess you could say it's some honesty moments that led to some clarity moments because something just wasn't feeling right. And we talked about it, before, that I wasn't feeling congruent or confident in what I was offering. So that was a big problem for me.
Yeah, and we were talking about getting more confident in being able to sell it because you had more specific tools in your back pocket that you're ready to go with.
Yes.
When we spoke last, you were going to spend the next few hours just kind of cranking them out. Were you able to make some progress there to feel better?
I was substantially. I didn't get as much completed as I would like, but I've got a nice framework, a nice layout written out on a notepad of how I kind of want to have my program set up.
Okay.
So it's kind of a really interesting way to approach mindset.
Okay.
It's a very woo-woo. But it just made a whole lot of sense to me. The stuff that I have been over the last, forever, the things that I notice a lot of people coming to me and complaining of, the things that people are seeing is that most people are having an issue with self-love. They don't know how to make time for themselves. They're not being very honest with themselves about what's really going on with their body, and they're not really being honest that their mental and emotional state really is impacting their physical health. And that's what I'm very good at, is helping people to understand that relationship. So I had actually, the layout I had you saw the dog,
it came out of it was like the dog jumped out from behind your back. I didn't see It
he
before.
he was outside and he came in and yeah, he likes to sit on the pillows right there and watch me work,
That's
or
nice.
look out the window. So he's my support staff. Pax is my chief snuggle officer, and
Chief
when
Snuggle Officer. That's a good
yep,
line.
my CSO. So when the CSO steps in and says you got to take a snuggle break, you don't get to fight with him. You just do it.
Smart.
You know.
Smart. You know
So
your bosses.
yeah, I know the bosses. So needless to say, it's an interesting way to take people through mindset work, but helping to really create a much deeper relationship with themselves, which then ultimately turns into more self-confidence, more self-worth, more self-awareness, more, better connection with other people, because now they've connected with themselves better. Right. And so I have this belief that people are just mirrors of us. And so typically when we see a behavior in someone else that we really like, it's because it's something that we are already probably something we like about ourselves. When we see something that someone isn't doing that we don't like and we're feeling judgmental, it's really something about ourselves that we don't like. So it's just helping people to kind of go through this layered process and change their perception of their reality and how they're kind of experiencing it. So it's kind of very woo-woo in that I've broken down each of the 7 chakras and took the mindset tools that I have created and formatted them into going through the levels of the chakras. Then we'll also have a layer of sound therapy in there, so that I call soul sound sequencing. It's very woo-woo, but
you have to stop saying it's very woo-woo, because I know you're saying that from my perspective, because
yes,
you know who I am, but I want to make sure that you're not feeding a gremlin there.
And I appreciate that, because in the past I didn't want to talk about this stuff or acknowledge this stuff. I wanted to approach it from a very sciencey point of view, because people looked at me like I had 2 heads. But I feel like that's so much a part of who I am. I can't be ashamed of that. Like
That's why I want you to drop the caveat. Do you see
yes,
that?
I do see it. I see it, and I yes, point taken, Jen.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing that has surprised me in my career over and over and over again,
Yeah.
is I thought, because you hear this a lot, is that the people I work with need to resonate with me. Therefore, the people I work with need to have the same beliefs as me.
Yeah, and they don't.
Is not true. So there may be people that are attracted to working with you who don't know how to spell chakra.
Right.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so saying this is very woo is going to scare them off.
Yeah.
So
You're
let me
right.
ask you this question. Who is this program for? Can you articulate that succinctly?
Well, you're going to challenge me now, aren't you?
Well, you know, that's how it goes.
Yep. It is for people who are nurturers, first of all. So someone who is in a nurturing role, whether it be, you know what, and I'm not even going to limit to, I think in my ads, I'll probably limit to women just because it makes it a smaller target audience. But it could be a mom, it could be a dad, it could be, someone who's taking care of an elderly family member. It could be a massage therapist, a holistic practitioner, an energy healer. Again, people who are kind of in that nurturing role more substantially than the average person. So they're giving a lot to other people and not taking care of their own needs.
Okay, so you work with nurturers,
yeah,
who are not managing their energy well.
Yes.
And they're giving away so much nurturing that there's zero left. If there's very little, if any, left for themselves.
Yes, exactly.
I think that's more important than listing the different kinds of people who are nurturers.
Point taken. I'm going to write that down.
Because, or maybe it might just auditorily work better if you say, I work with nurturers who give away so much of themselves that they have little, if anything, left for them, little, if any energy left for them, right?
Yeah.
Well, what do I mean by nurturers, etc.?
Right.
But what you did was you started with, I work with nurturers, long list, and I stopped listening.
Yeah.
They don't know what, I'm like, oh, you work with nurturers. And it doesn't sound like there's more to that story.
Right. That's valid. And I usually will spot check with my husband, like when I type stuff up on my website, would you read this? Because he's got that attention span of a puppy. So if he'll read it and he'll pay attention to it, then I know that I've done a good enough job explaining it quickly and and succinctly so that I'm not losing people.
No, it totally makes sense. I'm just noting that we're doing this orally, right?
Yes, and I like it.
You can edit all day long.
Yes.
But what I want for you is to be able to say, I work with people
quickly.
Who hell.
Yeah.
I work with nurturers who. What is the hell and what do they want?
Yeah. They have very little energy left for themselves, and they want to feel, just as important and just as valued and happy as everyone else.
But
they've given everything away.
Yeah. Well, that, and also what I'm trying to get to is why they need you, right?
Yeah.
But they don't know where to start.
But they don't know where to start.
But they don't know how to fix it. Or they don't know, what don't they know or what don't they have? That the solution is call Sarah.
If I know my massage and bodywork people or my holistic people, they aren't implementing it. They know what to do. They just aren't implementing it.
So they know better and they don't do it. And then what happens? Do they then beat themselves up for not doing it?
And then they feel guilty and they feel shameful that they aren't taking better care of themselves when they know they should. They have a lot of shouldas.
Yeah, you have all the pieces of some really, really great language here. So to give you some, let's use that formula for how to make offers, right? My shortest formula, if you have this hell, I can help call to action. If you want this heaven, I can help call to action. But you have all the pieces for really solid, very pithy, very Sarah language.
Yeah.
If you have this hell and want this heaven, I can help call to action. So let's write a few of those. You game?
I'm game. Let's do it. Since no one else is here yet, I'm going to take full advantage.
Absolutely. So I'm going to do what I call ping pong. Ping pong is something you can steal if you don't use this in your coaching, where we actually go back and forth saying aloud what you're doing instead of taking notes so you can really hear it. So what I heard, and then you offer an upgrade when it's your turn to ping pong, is if you're a nurturer who's leaving it all on the table, you're leaving it all your energy is going to the people that you take care of. And you're at the bottom of the priority list. And yet you know better and you know what you need to do, but you have no clue how you're going to find the time to make it happen. I can help. We should talk.
I like that so much.
Okay. Your turn. So you say it in your own words.
Oh man, can I just hire you to be my copywriter?
I don't do that. Good job.
I know you don't. Damn. One day I'm going to be an amazing copywriter. One day. See, now this gives me anxiety now.
I'm putting you on the spot, and I know you can handle it, but that's the thing. Here's the beautiful thing. If everybody watching the replay, it never gets harder than this. With your coaches is really uncomfortable, especially like this. But then when you're in the moment,
it rolls off the tongue, so it'll be easier.
But it takes some rehearsal. It does take some rehearsal. So
yeah. So I feel like I should have written this down so that I could read it at least. If you're a nurturer, why is it so hard when I go to try to do it?
Well, because it's awkward at first. It's a formula, and you're trying to fit the formula. It takes practice. That's all.
All right.
If you have this hell and you want this heaven, I can help call to action. You got this.
If you're a nurturer, I love that you said leaving it all on the table, so I'm totally going to take that. If you're a nurturer, leaving it all on the table, and you have no energy left for yourself,
you're doing great. And you want?
And you want to be more of a priority in your own life. Or you want to make, if you're a nurturer leaving it all on the table with no energy left for yourself, and you want to start making your self-care a priority, I can help.
That was great. That was really great. Are you cool if I ping pong now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so again, we're just being creative. We're kind of playing with these, playing with the language to give you options, because you want to say different things each time, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you would describe yourself as a nurturer or someone in the nurturing professions whose energy is given to other people on the regular, day in and day out, but you're hitting the snooze alarm a little too much in the morning and certainly not getting to your own self-care routines, that's no longer good enough. We should talk.
Yeah. Oh, God, I can't wait to listen to this replay. This is freaking killer.
You see what
Because I'm not writing this down. I totally want this down.
It's okay, but that's the idea. Is you're painting.
Thank God for recording.
You're painting a picture.
Yeah.
With zero fluff.
Right.
And so what that does is, because this is verbal, what it does is it allows people to go, oh my gosh, she's talking to me. They're really busy. There's a lot of marketing messages out there, and we're making this really easy for them to say, yes, that's me. But here's the thing. I am not somebody who's been a massage therapist. You have. Yeah. So you can paint this picture far better.
Yeah. So if you're a nurturer, leaving it all on the table, and you feel like your body is broken, and you want to learn how to prioritize and take care of yourself and your energy and your spiritual practices, you should probably talk with me. I can help.
How did that feel?
Probably should have eliminated probably. More confidence, less probablys.
That's okay.
That sounds indecisive.
I think that totally works too. The probably actually kind of works. We should probably talk. Yeah. And then you could get more specific too, depending on what you're talking about. If you're a massage therapist who's in desperate need of her own massage, we should talk. Or if you are exhausted day in and day out, even though you're an energy healer, and you would like to actually be the role model of your work, I can help.
Yeah. If you're an energy healer and you feel as though you are zapped and drained by the energy vampires that you work with, and you want to feel like, if you want to walk your own talk and be a model of energetic balance, we should talk.
I got you.
Or
yeah,
if you're a nurturer and you're so confident in your own mad healing skills, but yet you feel as though you can't even make your self-care a priority, we should talk. I can help. I don't know. Okay, this is feeling a little better.
Good. I can see you shifting. You're painting pictures, right? Yeah. Because if you just talk about, what I'm going to do for you is we're going to work on the chakras and those are all the solutions.
Yay, there's Jeannie.
Hello, Jeannie. But we need to convince people that they have a problem that you're the solution for.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally love that.
Cool. Jeannie.
Hey, Jeannie.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's going great.
Awesome. Just got back from Maui. I love Kauai.
Oh, that's right.
Me appreciate Kauai so much more. It was gorgeous, but it's not Kauai.
Yeah. It's not home.
But I went to the Writers Conference. What were you going to say, Sarah?
I said it's just not home.
It's just not home. No. Yeah, when we landed, it was like, oh, thank God. Back. It's just amazing here. I just love it, this place.
You missed your roosters, didn't you?
I did. They don't have roosters, Sarah. You would not like
I know the Big Island doesn't have roosters, so.
Not the same. No. Yeah. For this little kid from Brooklyn, to hear roosters every day, it's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, but I went to the writers' conference, got so jazzed up about writing, and yeah, like I want to write my book now. I'm ready. Really excited.
Awesome.
So what are you going to write your book about, Jeannie?
Yes, the $10 million question. I have multiple books, of course. I can't do just one thing. And, well, mostly about the dolphins and the dolphin energetics that I do to connect people with the dolphin energy and how I do that and what's involved. I'm not sure if it's going to be like a to-do book or, like not a workbook. Nobody likes work. But a complimentary book to my program, my online program.
Like it.
Yeah. There's some really out there stuff that I want to talk about, which I'm a little hesitant. But, hey, if Doreen Virtue can be a psychologist talking about angels, I can talk about dolphins and Pleiades and Lemurian and Endorians and all sorts of out there stuff. So
I touched on that just before you came on. We were talking about, one of the things that Sarah was saying, she was explaining her program, she's explaining it to me, and she's like, okay, it's woo woo, and she said that like 2 or 3 times. It's woo woo, but it's woo woo, but, and you're saying it's out there, but we have to get you guys to a place of confidence that this is who you are unapologetically.
Mm-hmm. It don't matter. You can look at me like I have 2 heads. It's okay. Because you might believe in or be terrified of spiders, and I think that you're nuts for being terrified of spiders. Because I think they're harmless. Unless you live in Australia. And then I might be a little bit nervous about spiders too.
Well, yeah. Well, if you're saying out there, it's out there, or it's woo-woo or whatever, you're actually predisposing some judgments around it.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was interesting because Doreen Virtue got up there and she said, okay, I'm going to lay it on the line for you right now. You're going to get criticized. You're going to get criticized. Like anytime you put yourself out there and anything you're doing, unless you want to stay in your little corner and never be seen or heard, you're going to be criticized. She said, I was criticized for talking about angels, and I was criticized because she became a born-again Christian, and she was criticized for getting divorced, and she was, just like, whatever you do, you're going to get criticized. So, hey, that's life, do you listen to the naysayers, or do you just move on like Arnold Schwarzenegger, don't listen to the naysayers.
Yeah, we just, Jenny and I were just talked about that too, that really when people are passing judgments, it's just, they're judging themselves. It's their own reflection. They're looking at their own crap. So if they pass a judgment, you just have to be like, oh, well, that's your own crap. You can sit in it. No thanks. I don't want any.
Well, yeah, in my coaching practice, we have something called the hater dance. Okay.
Ooh, I've never heard of this.
Let me hook you up. Okay. So the hater dance is this. When you get your first hater, if you're one of my clients and you get your first hater, you call me up. We get on camera and we dance it out like Meredith Grey and Christina Yang on Grey's Anatomy. And here's the reason. The only way that you get a vocal hater is by being visible and shaking the world by its shoulders. So if you're worried about the criticism coming, you're missing an opportunity, because as soon as you have a hater, that means you're standing for something, or you're standing against something, or you're showing up in a big way. Right? And somebody's decided to disagree with that. And that is dance worthy. That is dance party worthy in my mind. It is time to have a hater dance. Because people only speak out against stuff that they hate because they know it exists. I know when I got my first hater, I was always terrified of that first hater. But when I changed my mindset to when I get my first hater, it's a sign that I'm really shaking shit up. And boy, let me tell you, I get haters all the time. So does Vanessa, right? The more visible you are, the bigger you are, the bolder you are, and the more out there you are, the more people are going to have opinions about you. That's a worthy thing. And here's the thing. You don't have to be for everybody. And we were also talking about this, Jeannie. People don't have to believe everything you believe in order to want to work with you. I've been blown away by how many people are not, we don't share the same beliefs, or maybe don't even share the same values, and they feel like I can provide a lot of value to their coaching.
Right. Sometimes people are looking for something that's so different from what they believe, just because, you know, they want to try something different, and they go the exact opposite direction of what they feel. I mean, not to get all political, but look at our politics right now. I think people went the exact opposite of what we were experiencing because they just wanted something different. So that might be the same thing with working with any of us. And in reality is, if you have, you know, one hater, you probably have like a dozen people who love and admire and cherish. So yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I would love to work on fear of being judged.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that looks like, but yeah, I mean, it's like, I know it happens, I know it's part of it, and it's like, you know, and then, because plus I'm so, and I'm sure Sarah and probably it's like, I'm so intuitive, I feel like everything. You know, like I know what's going on, you can feel it, and it's like, this is not comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and this kind of
being judged. You know?
Judgment and rejection. I think for me, it's more of rejection. We've talked about this, Jenny. I've like, rejection's a big thing, and that's really, it's a judgment. It's really a judgment.
Okay, when did you sign up for acting classes? When did you audition for Broadway? Because that's where rejection happens, right? Here in coaching, it's not rejection. It's a decision that that's not the service that they want.
Right.
They're not rejecting you as a human being. They're not rejecting you as a service provider. They're deciding, okay, I have this much money and I don't want to place it there.
Right.
Do you know that intellectually? Do you agree with me intellectually?
Yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly intellectually.
And then we take it personally as a judgment, as a rejection, as though we were auditioning on Broadway.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Why are we twisting that story? Why are you letting your gremlins twist that story from they've decided they're not ready to do something about what they need to, or they've decided not to make this investment in themselves, to they've decided I suck? You know, like, where does that get twisted?
Can I think it's like, how do they not see the value of this thing? You know, we're giving them this amazing offer, this amazing opportunity. How do you not jump on this thing and say yes? How do you, like, it's like, are you kidding me? You know, like, you know, it's like, this is a great opportunity. This is, you know, your life is going to change through this process. And it's like, okay, you don't do it. All right then, you know. Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
But
that's just what's coming up right now.
I love that, though. That's a positive thing to think about. Wow, that sucks that they didn't get that. It sucks that they didn't see the opportunity they're squandering here. But what we have to do is just not take that on as having anything to do with us. And instead say, okay, they've decided to squander this opportunity. That just made space for somebody else. How will I find them and roll out the red carpet to that person? And that's where I want your mindset to shift to. You see what I'm saying? Versus like, oh, what does that say about me? I failed again. I feel disappointed. You can feel disappointed for them for a hot second. But this is the hard part. And this is part of the building phase of your business, right? When you have 10, 12, 15 people a week coming through your funnel, and like 8 or 9 of them are not taking you up on it, it don't matter. You're not sitting there disappointed by every one of those. It's in the building phase when they're fewer and far between, you feel every single one of them. But what would happen if you act as if you already had 9 or 10 people saying no and 3 or 4 people saying yes every single week? Do you think your attitude would shift?
For sure, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's abundance thinking, right?
But what happens when those no's happen, then you're almost hesitant to make another offer. You know, it's like.
That's the problem. So the no's happen and it makes you hesitant to make another offer. Let's unpack.
You don't want to feel that way again. It's like, oh God, I don't know. Like, yeah.
Okay, so what we have to do instead is decide not to feel that way. What is that way? How do you feel when they say no? You personally.
There's something wrong with my program, or there's something wrong with the way I presented it, or I'm not showing up enough for, I'm not understanding their needs enough. I'm not.
Let me pause you, because you're telling me all these things that could have gone wrong. And my question was, how do you feel when they say no? I want to hear the feelings.
Oh, how do I feel when they say no? Disappointed. Well, rejected, of course.
Okay, so disappointed, rejected. Do you share those feelings, Sarah? When a client says no to your offer?
When someone says no to my offer, I do. I feel I'm not. Well, the first thing that comes up is I'm not good enough. I did something wrong. I beat myself up. Is basically what happens. I did something wrong. I'm not good enough. I don't know enough.
Tell me a feeling.
A feeling?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably just rejected and disappointed, and so it's the same. Rejected and disappointed.
Rejected and disappointed.
And
now,
worried for me. Worried because I worry about the money, because money is still a big, strong feeling for me.
Okay, so you feel disappointed, worried, and rejected. Now, a moment ago when I was describing, once you get your fire-breathing dragon going, and you've got 12, 15 people coming into your world a week, and I'm being like really conservative, 9 or 10 of those people are saying no to you, but the rest are saying yes. Do you think each of those 9 no's a week are going to feel disappointing, worrying,
No.
rejection? Why?
Why? Because there's just more people applying. When there's more people applying, I'll feel a lot better.
But right now, one person says no and you feel disappointed, worried, and rejected. In this case, 9 people will have said no to you in a week.
It's the opportunity. It's the amount of opportunity, the amount of offers being made. So if I had 9 people to say, hey, look at my cool program that I have to offer to you, and they say no, as long as I had, 1 or 2 of them saying yes, and I knew there were more opportunities to ask people, I would feel better. It's lack of opportunity that's bothering me, really.
Okay, that's really insightful. Thank you. Jeannie, do you agree?
It's just a numbers game. Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I love it.
It's just a numbers game. Yeah, it's a numbers game. The more you offer it. And the crazy thing is, like I know in my other business, massage or coming in for a water therapy session or something, it's so easy for me to, I mean, I don't have any attachment. You're going to sign up. You don't. I mean, it's so easy.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about a couple $100 as opposed to a couple $1,000, right? And there's more opportunities, people calling every day, right? So it's like, yeah. And when it comes to the coaching, there's like more on the line, for both of us. It's an investment of my time. I'm going to spend an hour and a half with this person to maybe talk to them about signing up for this program. And then after that hour and a half, they're going to say, no, it's going to be, okay, just an hour and a half. But, it's a numbers game.
Disconnect for you, Jeannie. This is the disconnect I'm seeing, though, right? Because a few minutes ago you said, well, if, I feel disappointed and I feel rejected and I don't feel like going and putting myself out there again, right? And so we have to we have this chasm in between, one at a time coming in, the no's equal rejection and worry and disappointment, to when we get to 9 no's a week isn't going to feel like no thing, similar to the work that you just described. In between that is deciding to keep going whether you feel like it or not. Yeah. That's the tricky part, right? So,
and that's the difference between someone who's successful and someone who's not. I mean, that's part of it.
It is, and that is letting go of, and I've worked on this with Sarah too, that's letting go of the struggle, right? Because right now we have this mindset that between where I am today and where I'll be when everything's buttoned up is struggle instead of opportunity. So how do I shift your mindset from a place of, I just have to keep going, to, I get to keep going? What do we need to do in this situation when it comes to making offers and putting yourself out there and continuing to go, to shift your mindset from I have to I get to? Jeannie?
Well, the thing that makes me want to keep going is the yeses. I mean, yeah, when you get a yes, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. This feels good. I got someone saying, and then you're like, yeah, okay, give me more calls. Where's that phone? I'm going to call people, right? Yeah, I mean, it's the yeses that keep you going. Right now, I mean, there's other things too, but definitely a yes is a huge factor. When you get that yes, then you're motivated.
Yeah. But motivation is fleeting. So we have to learn how to be determined. And I know, like, for myself, I was lacking some confidence in what I had to sell. So now I'm working on correcting that, so I feel more confident, and I feel more confident about my message and more authentic, so that I can put myself out there more. And if I get shut down, I get shut down. At least I'm doing something I love. Yeah. I think that's why it hurts so much when someone says no. Like, at least for me, like, I put so much of my own heart and soul and love and passion into this that it's almost like, it's not like there's, to me, and it's not like they're saying no to the program. It's like they're saying no to me.
Right.
To my soul.
Personal, like they're rejecting you. It's as if you're being rejected for asking them on a date or asking them to marry you. It feels that.
Yes. Personal. It feels that personal. But I have to remind myself that it's not really, the program, yes, is full of me, but it's not really about me. It's about them and what they
not rejecting you. That's my point. I was looking down at my phone, which is rude because I was looking for the name of this book. I couldn't remember it. Jia Jing, I'm totally screwing up her name. It's Jia, the last name is Jiang, wrote a book called Rejection Proof. Came out in 2015. And here's like the little blurb. It teaches you how to face rejection head on and embrace the journey of self-improvement, both inside and out. Using her rejection toolbox, you'll come to a better understanding of rejection, learn how to hear yes more often, and discover the benefits of getting rejected.
Yeah. I actually, you know what? I think that's huge, because I have gotten, actually, the last couple of people that I made offers to that said no, I saw it as, you know what? They just weren't ready, and I would have ended up, it wouldn't have been a good fit, and I probably would have been more of a headache if they would have said yes, because they're just not ready. And that's okay. At some point, maybe they'll be ready again, or they'll, and maybe I can sell them later. So I guess I've gotten better about it. I think for me, it's more of the visibility. Like, I'm not as worried about making offers as when I'm visible, I'm afraid that I don't sound like, I'm not able to effectively communicate who I am and what kind of client I have or want, and what I want, what I'm selling. That's why
I'm better at that. That takes practice. That's what we were doing before Jeannie came on the phone.
Yeah.
Right? It's taking practice of being able to articulate that. But before we move on to that, I just want to read this little bit from here. And she talks about, in this book, she's going to show you that letting rejection rule you is a big mistake. If you look at rejection from a different perspective, you'll discover there's a lot to learn from it. And it isn't just learning how to be more successful. It's actually learning how to grow as a human being. Yeah. I think there's something to that. Like the idea of fearing rejection and fearing all the judgment that comes with rejection and judging yourself because you've been rejected is really just your ego leading the way.
Yeah, for sure.
And deciding that when you know intellectually that you are not being rejected, you can be disappointed about the wasted time. But is it wasted? Did you learn something? You know? You can be disappointed about the fact that somebody who you know you can help is hung up on a money problem, right? Like it's just money is the only thing in the way. You can be disappointed and you can even be pissed about that. But what you can't do is allow that to slow you down, to turn down your volume and keep you from asking the next person and making the next offer and putting yourself out there. And I don't see that that's actually happening to you guys, but I do see like there's a little tick in your spirit. There's like a little tick taken every time somebody says no. So this book is all about her journey of actually collecting 100 rejections, going out there and looking for 100 people to say no. Like that's the goal in and of itself, is to find 100 people to say no. If I were to challenge you, and I'm not going to say no, if I were to challenge you to go find 10 no's, how many yeses do you think you would get along the way?
Probably at least 2.
I think a lot more than 2.
I'd say at least 20%, man.
Okay. What do you think, Jeannie? If you had to go looking for 10 no's, how many yeses do you think you would get along the way?
At least 5.
Okay. So if you had to look for 10 no's, you would get at least 5 yeses.
It
would it be?
depends on if I set it up that I knew I would get it. Is this like a trick?
No, it's certainly not. It's you putting out
so
your.
It's like I'm actually going to, if I'm going to set someone up to say no to me, I could easily, but I mean, where I just make a neutral offer kind of thing.
No, not even neutral. You make your best freaking offer. You're putting your best stuff out there, but you're not going to stop putting your best out there until 10 people say no to it. You see the difference?
Oh.
I'm not saying half-ass it. I'm saying whole ass it. I like whole asses. Okay. So we're going all in, and I'm only making you do 10% here. 10 no's. I'm going to keep putting myself out there and roll out the red carpet until I have 10 people hear my.
Okay, I hear a challenge coming here.
Yeah. I'll take it if you'll take it. What do you think?
What do you think, Sarah?
If you're pushing yourself to find those 10 no's of your best offer, Sarah's thinking she'll get at least 2 people. Jeannie, you think you'll get at least 5 yeses, right? Would it be worth it just to kind of rip off the Band-Aid of the fear of rejection?
Oh my God, yeah.
Not to mention the 2 to 5 extra people coming in and becoming clients.
Yeah. Well, I did that today. Actually, I you know what? I shouldn't say that I'm terrible at making offers, because at least I had 2 people reach out to me today asking me about sound therapy, funny enough. So I told them, that currently it's a part of my coaching program. I am rewriting a new program that's going to be heavily sound based. And so, if you want to come in now, I'd be happy to give you a preview, and then you'll have access to the full program when it's done. Both of them said, no, we would rather wait until the program is completed. But at least I still offered it to them. Mm-hmm. I didn't feel bad about it at all, because I didn't bother me one bit that they said no, because I'm not done yet.
Because they just said no for now.
Yeah, exactly. No for now. They both told me, I'm really highly interested in this new program you're writing, so please keep us informed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm super stoked about my program.
I know you are, and I want you to continue to put it out there. If I can may I offer an upgrade, Sarah?
Yes.
If one of those people had paid you today, would you be able to stay a step ahead of them and have the program done as they went through it?
Yes.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Yes.
So the program that I just launched in my business is an 8-week program. I got myself 2 weeks ahead before the first 2 people joined.
Right.
I just stayed ahead. I will admit. Then I moved in the middle of it, and I got down to about 3 days before them. Like, they would get the new information on Monday, and I'd have it ready Thursday tops before. Yeah. But I stayed ahead of them. So guess what? For their experience, it was complete. So quit putting it down as not complete. It's ready to go. If somebody paid you today, you would be able to stay ahead of them.
I really like that idea. Well, I have to get like I said, I have all the framework. I just have to load the information in.
That part doesn't matter because they're not getting it all at once, right?
Well, I have to have the first module completed.
All right.
So that'll be done by tomorrow.
So if they wanted to sign up for July 3rd, which is Monday.
Yeah.
Would it be ready July 3rd?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the program will be ready on July 3rd. You see, see what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll get it.
So the whole thing's done.
Yeah, I agree. I could just tell them, oh, well, you know what? We're going to, it starts on July 3rd. That's when you can start. Let's get
the day out of my ass. It could be whatever day you want.
Yeah. No, I totally like that, though. You're right. You're absolutely right. And not only that, they don't know that my system is not set up like Vanessa's, where things like unlock week by week.
And you don't need all that.
You can't set it up that way either.
I can actually set it up so that, I could set it up that I turn them on week by week, but they don't need to know that. Do you want to see my page? I want to share it.
Sure, absolutely.
Please. Yeah. So are you? So was that an official challenge? I just imagine.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's an official challenge.
And what are the details of this?
Yes, the detail. Well, let's look at this site, and then we will detail out this challenge.
So this is just basically the welcome page. My program's called Vibrate Happiness Masterclass. So
I just want to put little ears on you and look how cute you are.
So it just basically
from Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all about the love, man, and she totally quoted it in her movie. Like, I was like owning that. But yeah, so it just kind of talks about. This is just basically the beginning of it. It's the intro to the meditations, which are called soul sound sequencing, which I have to record.
Your site right now? Is this in your?
It's not. Yeah, you're not able to access it right now because it's password protected. But this will be the main page for the program.
Okay, so this is the thing that the public sees.
No.
No.
This is the first page they hit when they are entered into the program.
Okay.
So then I have meditation. Yeah, so it'll be a vibrational meditation, and then this is the beginning exercise, which I love this exercise of creating a personal agreement or contract with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I even have a little agreement for them, like a sample. Mm-hmm. They don't have to list the changes. It's just to admit that they need to make changes. Right, because if they own that they need to make it and that it's their responsibility and they're committed to it, then it just sets the tone for them, I think. So
I love that. I'm going to copy that.
Yeah, feel free. So, and then this is where it explains what the modules are and then the little buttons to push on to get into each one.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. So they don't see all the modules.
So because I can only I can't lock a folder, I can only lock one page.
Okay.
So they will be able to click on this page, password protected, enter the password, and then click on this and it'll lead them into another module, another page. That's the only way I can password protect the whole thing.
Okay, so when they click on module 1, they got to add another password?
No.
No?
Nope. They only would have to enter a password just to get into this page.
And this is all on Squarespace?
Yeah.
And so they can access all of these right now, each module? They
could if they were linked, but they're not. They can click on this. It's not going to take them anywhere because there's no link yet. So that's how I could, if these two were done then I could say you'll have access to module 1 and 2 for this amount of time to get you started, but the rest you won't have access to them until week 3. It'll unlock. We're going to take it slow, and I'm going to unlock them, a little bit at a time. At least for the first couple people, I could say that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But how do you, like, when people come in at different points?
It'll all be open by that point.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then they would go to all of them.
Yeah. Then they could go to all of them.
Okay. Yeah.
There are a lot of different tools you could use to have it drip out if you wanted to, but then that's another expense.
Right, and I'm looking to keep the expenses low. The other option I have is that they could log into this page, and then they could get emailed out to them through Aweber, or through not Aweber, but MailChimp. So it could be sent to them in a dripping email, which I thought about, but I kind of like the idea of it all being in one place.
It could still be in one place.
And be dripped out to them via email as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would work.
Well, and then you just need to ask yourself, what's the importance of the drip? Not from your perspective, but from their perspective, depending on what's in there, is this something that you want them to chew on because they build on one another? Or
they do.
Okay. So then
they have to go in order, especially because each one is going to, like I said, going to mirror like the level of the chakra and deal with mindset at that chakra level, as well as the vibrational energy. And they really need to go in order. Otherwise, it's not going to hurt them, but it'd be better for it to be building up from the grounding phase all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can't just do the heart chakra first.
They could, but the way that I'm building the vibrational medicine, it's got to be done in sequence.
Mm-hmm. So one thing you could do is you could
have module 1. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Sorry, I have a delay, I think, because I'm in Hawaii. So I seem to be like cutting you guys off. Sorry about that. Go ahead. I was just going to say, instead of module 1 and 2, I would say what they are. Isn't it like heart chakra?
Well, I don't want it to be solely focused on that. Like this is basically what they are. Module 1 is about grounding. I'm going to actually put a little blurb above each of the buttons. So module 1 would be about grounding. Module 2 is about beliefs. 3 is about self-concept. 4 is about self-compassion. So there is a name to them, which there'll be a little blurb that talks about each one above. I just haven't gotten that far yet.
There's also something sexy about the reveal, as a participant, to find out that week 3 is now called this, and to have some kind of interesting, pithy language. There's something about the reveal that allows you to stay completely present in the modules you have access to.
Well, and Matt, the other thing I thought about too is that if they can see that this is root chakra, that they're gonna, if someone's told them, let's say they go and they get Reiki, and their Reiki practitioner is like, oh, you really need to work on your heart chakra, they might skip and go to the heart chakra, and then they like missed all the other stuff. So, I have to figure that out. I have to figure out how, and you know what, it doesn't matter if the first couple of people go through it and they skip around and they didn't get what they wanted necessarily. I mean, I learned from that. No matter what, I'm going to learn from whatever experience people have. And
that's not going to be the case, but the people that come later are going to get more because you will learn more from your clients. And one of the things that's really important, and Vanessa says this all the time, is to not over plan and over create, because your clients are going to teach you what they need to know. Right.
And this is all basic stuff that I know that every individual who's come in to see me now has already expressed or needed. So this is the foundational stuff. And if there is stuff that comes up that, new tools, then I will add those in as time goes. I notice Vanessa still does that. Like if I go back to the 10K group and look at that site, there's been things that have changed. So I have no problem with that, just adjusting stuff as I go along.
Mm-hmm.
So are these people, what's in those modules? Are those meditations that they listen to?
It's a combination. It's a combination of meditation that I create that has specific purpose. And then there's exercises that go along with it, like mindset work and kind of self-discovery exercises, as well as a physical implementation of exercise. So it's taking into, you know, the mind, body, spirit aspect. Each module will have a sliver of that in there.
So are you guys seeing my screen right now?
We are.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
is that intentional?
Okay, I'll just show you what.
Right now, Jeannie.
There's my all my account information. No. Okay, so these are programs I created. So I have different ones, but so this is the morning activation program, and this is what the public sees. But I have people coming in at different, you know, like you have people coming in at different weeks, right, Sarah? Or
I haven't. I'm not set up. I'm not set up yet. So I haven't had anyone coming into this program. All my other clients are just basically one-on-one clients. They're not even in this yet. I can't wait to put my current clients into this because they're going to be so stoked about it. My one client's already asking me, she's like, I can't wait for my personal vibrational medicine treatment. Please send it over. I'm like, okay, I'm working on that. And she's like, I can't wait for the new program. Because I already told her I'd give her access. She paid me a crap load of money. I might as well let her try it out. It's kind of like a VIP thing.
Okay. I'm going to let you on the inner sanctum of my program, but you remember the damn password.
Cool.
Oops. So what I've done, because I have people in my program, is I'm creating the program as I go. And I think that's what Jenny was saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I've done the week one, and not the best picture, but whatever, you know, so this is me. So I meet with them, and then this is me doing the meditation. This is the audio of that. And then, of course, we were listening to some dolphin sounds. And then this was the yoga nidra, and this is the audio, and then this is, you know, whatever we were born at. This is week 3, and this is what we were discussing here in the audio. And so I don't have anything on these other weeks because I'm in the middle of week 3 is the last one, week 4 is the next one. So I'm just recording the live. So what I do is I meet with them, record it, and then put it up. And then the next group that come along will have, and I don't know how to stop them from going from week 1 to week 13 all at once, other than
the one thing that you could do if you wanted, but it's a little more intensive, is to not have it on one page, right? To break it into different pages. Now, I will throw this out to you, Jeannie. Are you using WordPress here?
This is Wix.
Wix, okay. I have a little concern that when you fill out 8 weeks of all these videos, that page is going to take a long time for people to load. 13 weeks, sorry. When 13 weeks full of videos and then the audio track, that's a lot of data on one page. So you may want to break it into separate pages.
Good point. This was the one I already finished. This one.
Man, Wix has come a long way since I've seen it last.
I know, me too, man.
Nice.
No, it's really nice. Oh, I know what it is.
I'm such a Squarespace junkie, though. I love Squarespace.
Yeah. Put this one in.
I think it's all about finding what works for you. Like I'm really curious about Kajabi. I'm not gonna lie, really curious about it, and I think it's probably set up similar to Squarespace. It looks like it, at least from the things I've looked at, but I'm not ready to pay that much money a month yet.
I don't blame you. I wasn't for a long time either. I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
For me, what got me over the hump was, if it's good enough for Brendan Bouchard, it's good enough for Coach Jenny. That's how we got.
Yeah, I love Brendan Bouchard.
Yeah, and he's like Kajabi's #1 seller.
So Shalene Johnson's using Kajabi now too.
I believe so, yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
So are you saying for each page, sorry, interrupting again.
Not at all, you're fine.
So you're saying that to put each week on a separate page? Is that what you're saying? And then a link to that?
That was one suggestion to you, because if you did that, then you could put them into an email sequence. So they would get the link, like a hidden link to log in, and here's, week 2 is now ready for you to go and see. You know what I mean? So it is an option. There are a lot of these different tools. I have mine dripped out too, and people join at different times. But if you use like a more robust tool, when they log in, when they sign up, it automatically knows in Kajabi that, this is what they get access to pre-work and week 1. And in 7 days, they get week 2. And it's just
Ooh, that's so how I could do it. I could get rid of those buttons altogether. Yeah. And then just have it be the first week they get the dripped out and they get the link to the the first module, and then so on and so forth.
Yep.
Yeah. Because Squares or MailChimp will do that.
And what you could do at the end is, it's week 8, bookmark this page, which looks like the page you have right now, where you'll be able to click on all of those links, but they don't get access to the full link page for both of you until that final week. And now this is the page to bookmark. You have lifetime access to it. And if you update that information on those
pages, they get updated too. Mm-hmm. Oh, that is gold, Jenny. You just saved me. Well, I still got to create all those pages, but that's good. I like that.
That way you can kind of control the flow of information.
Right.
If those links are just not, if they're not findable, they have to actually have the link. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that way too, it's controlling, for me, especially because I want them to go in order, it will control them not skipping ahead.
It does. It controls them not skipping ahead. Absolutely. Other things that you might want to fill in there too is think outside of the box. Week 4, they get week 4, but maybe week 4 plus 3 days, you get an email, say it's about the midpoint of the program. How's it going for you so far? Do you have any questions? Or, so you could, if you do it in that kind of a sequence, you have those opportunities.
Right.
There is a thing. So right now it's password protected, but there is like a way to do it with membership, where they have a specific membership, and then you get a notice and you will know who's gone in there and looked at week 3 or week 4, or here, let's say you have a group and you're like, okay, and you look in, like nobody is gone, and like maybe there's homework in there, there's assignments in there, or program, and you'll see who's done it and who hasn't. And that's with not just password protected, but a special membership site. And you can do that without Kajabi.
Right. There's a lot of different membership site things that you can do that with. So here, I'll give you guys a peek at mine. Just for
I totally love that we're having this conversation. So thank you. Thank you, you two.
So like, here's the back end of Kajabi, where I can see, the average progress of people who.
Okay. Yeah. So this tells you how the percentage of people that open it. Does it tell you the actual people?
Well, I can actually look at progress by member. I don't want to do that to secure privacy, but I can actually go by member and see where they are and what they've completed.
That's so cool. I so wish I could do that.
Yeah. So
you can do that.
How?
I could do that too. You make it a membership site instead of a password protected site.
But I don't know how I would do that with my.
I'll show you how to do it on mine if you want.
Okay.
I'd have to go.
Squarespace has got to have a way to do it. I just don't know how.
I don't know either.
There's got to be a way. I have to go into the back end of Wix. And you know how you did the password protection? There's another, I think it's another button or something, and you do membership or look into that. I don't know about your program, but it's in Wix. And I might go back to doing it that way. Let's see. Yeah, it may take me a while to pull this up, but there is a way to do it.
I can always email Squarespace too and say, hey, I'd like to have a membership site that tracks who's opening. They got to use their email. Is that possible? They're really good about getting back to me.
Yeah, because what you want is for them to be able to log into the site, and do they have membership site capabilities? They may actually utilize another tool.
I can Google it too.
So that is helpful. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure
before we fall all the way down this rabbit hole, do you guys mind if we get back to the challenge? Because I'm not letting you off the hook.
Okay.
Okay. Nice try, ladies. So here's the challenge I propose, is that the folks in this group, and Tammy, we know you're out there watching this replay, intentionally seek out 10 rejections by the end of July. 10 rejections. So we are going to make offers and make offers and make offers, our best offers, so much that we have to tally up 10 rejections. And see how many yeses we get along the way.
Okay.
Because we are going to get over the fear of rejection.
You know what, and it's so funny is I'm thinking about this now. I am totally going to contact some people who said no to me already, and I'm going to re-pitch them the new program.
Awesome.
Because awesome. I also am going to charge a more comfortable fee for this for me.
Okay.
Which is less than what I originally pitched them. So I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I'm doing group coaching now. If you're interested in joining, I've created this awesome program. This is what you get in it. Is this something you're interested in? And if so, let's talk about it. Let's get on the phone. Let's chat about it. And in it, I can tell you it's going to be a little bit different price than what I had originally quoted you. It's going to be a little less because it's a group coaching scenario. That's what I'll tell them.
There you go.
And see if they're interested. And if they say no, oh well. At least I attempted it.
Yeah, I just want to push you guys, because this fear of rejection, we just have to get over. It's kind of like, Mark Ruffalo. Do you guys know the actor Mark Ruffalo?
I love Mark Ruffalo.
He very famously struggled to get any acting role for years. He was rejected and rejected and rejected and rejected. Now he's doing quite well because he never freaking gave up. And he got better after every rejection. He didn't turn down his volume, he turned it up. Now he's the freaking Hulk. I mean, come on, right?
I know.
When you think about that, he just didn't let rejection stop him. And so the key isn't to let rejection get you down, it's to actually make you better. I was rejected. What am I going to do differently next time? How am I going to go after bigger fish? Maybe I want to mention my price a little bit earlier. What I want you to do is get into this intellectual place versus I was rejected. Disappointed that person squandered that opportunity, but how am I going to get even better at this? How am I going to get even better at this?
Right.
So I think if we really push ourselves to say, you know what, we are making offers like crazy women until we ratchet up 10 rejections this month. And I'm taking on this challenge knowing that I'm on vacation 9 of these days. So if I can do it, you in? You in?
I'm in.
Okay, what's the deadline? July?
End of July. July 31st.
End of July. Okay, so this is June.
We've got 5 weeks, I think.
End of July.
End of July. My birthday is July 28th.
10 rejections.
It's on, Sarah.
We ain't got time for worrying about rejections.
Nope. It's my biggest thing that holds me back. So I am happy to take this challenge because I think I'm like the whole rejection thing. I'm more worried about being rejected by people I see in authority positions, like that know more than me somehow. So I think I'm going to attempt to reach out to a couple people that maybe know more than me and say, hey, you want to check out my cool program? and invite them to participate and see if they say no, then I'm just going to be okay.
You
I'm just
write down,
okay.
okay, there's one of my rejections.
One of my rejections. Someone who knows more than me, and they turned me down. That's okay.
Mm-hmm. How can I get better? How can I get better? How can I get better? Right?
Yeah.
Not what did I do wrong? How do I solve? How can I get better? How can I learn from this? How can I become?
What did I do right?
I think we need a worksheet. I hear a worksheet coming. I think we need a worksheet, like when we get rejected, that we fill out of, okay, this is where I think I lost the person. This is where I could have done better in maybe presenting my offer.
Okay.
This is where this is how long the conversation lasts. I don't know, I'm thinking some kind of worksheet that
I like the data
every time it happens, that we create this thing so that we can like reflect and say, okay, what can I learn from this?
Well, let me offer you a really quick and dirty worksheet called a KISS. Okay? KISS. Keep, stop, start. Not keep it simple, stupid.
Simple, stupid?
No. Keep, stop, start. Okay? So what I want you to ask yourself, I'll put it in the chat in case you can't hear me. It's stop, start.
Delay.
What should I keep doing? What should I stop doing? What should I start doing? The quickest way to give yourself really actionable feedback. What should I keep doing? What worked? What went right? As Vanessa would say, right? What should I keep doing? That worked really well. I should keep doing that. I should remember to always do that, right? What should I stop doing? That's no longer working anymore. And what should I start doing? What did I forget to do? What should I start doing that I haven't done yet? Keep, stop, start. Really quick. And the difference is it doesn't go to a place of your inner critic and you and the gremlins are hanging out with what sucked. We ain't got time for that. This is an actionable feedback. What should I keep doing? What should I stop doing? What should I start doing? Give yourself a KISS.
I like it.
How is that a KISS? KSS? Where's the I?
Well, I don't have an I. What do you want? You're the I, okay? She's like, if you're gonna give me an acronym, sister, I want the whole acronym. I'm onto you, Jeannie.
It's technically, it's not a kiss, it's a kiss.
I'm giving you nuggets here, and you're giving me shit about the acronym.
I know. I really I totally got your goals. I got. That's perfect.
Think of it as a snake kiss.
Oh yeah.
Snake kiss.
Rock girls. What should I keep doing? I should keep giving them tips. What should I stop doing? Giving them acronyms.
Because in my analytical mind, but wait a minute, I don't get it.
You're killing me, ladies. You're killing me. Do you like that? Do you like that as a structure for giving yourself the independent, actionable feedback?
Yes. Keep it. Keep it. K-I. Keep it.
Oh, keep it. Okay, now I feel better.
Stop.
Now I.
Jenny's like that. Jenny's like they are hung up on the I.
You're way too suck on the wrong things, people. But I love you. That's what happens. You're punchy at this hour. I'm on to you.
It's 8:13 here, okay? I'm ready for booze.
I'm ready
for boozy hour. It is, what is today, Monday? Monday boozy hour right now, in my mind.
Boozy hour. I like it. So that's our challenge. If we're ready, we're going to get rejection proof.
Challenge. I totally, pinky promise, everybody. Pinky promise. Can do it. Sarah? Oh, getting back.
Jenny.
All right, we're on. And Tammy, where you are.
Yeah, wherever you are, Tammy.
Tammy.
Well, and that's what it is. If you, here, bottom line it, what do you think would happen? Jeannie, I'm coming to you first. What do you think would happen if you got over your fear of rejection? What would that mean for you and your business?
Oh. Well, another fear comes up. Okay.
Be honest, tell me.
Then I'd be super busy and I'd have like all these people sign up for my programs.
So the fear of success comes, right? Like what the success might bring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
So
it'd
that's
be
the
awesome.
truth of it, right? Where your gremlins are getting you worried about rejection. And what they're really doing by getting you worried about rejection is keeping you on a treadmill of not actually getting anywhere. Because if you get somewhere, new level, new devil.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to keep here scared about this rejection thing for as long as I can, even though you know intellectually that they're not rejecting you.
Yeah, she's right. Jenny's right, or well, you're both right. Yeah, I feel the same thing. It's kind of like, okay, so when I get really busy, I'm not going to have time to do the things I want to do anymore. That's basically what it is. I'm not going to have free time anymore.
Yeah.
But that's not true. That's not a truth. It's just you got to reprioritize then, and I think that's why I feel more comfortable having a group coaching scenario, because then I can schedule the times and I don't have to try and fit, 5 people in a day.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, and we have talked about you bringing on a client that wanted to work with the outside of your time boundaries.
Yes.
And that's probably part of it too.
Yes.
So, but here's the thing. You guys want that. You want to get to this problem. You want those problems.
Yes, I want those problems. I'm choosing to have those problems because
I'm choosing to have those problems.
I'd much rather, I love when Mark says in the Art of Not Giving a Fuck, he says there's always going to be more problems. It doesn't matter what level you're at, there's going to be problems. Right. So do you want to have money problems that a millionaire has, or do you want to have money problems that a homeless person has? Either way, they're still going to have problems, just you get to choose which ones you want.
Exactly. And so what happens is your gremlins choose the lowest hanging fruit. Your gremlins are going for the fear of rejection, because you know what that does? It stops you today.
Yeah, keeps you small.
Today. Keeps you small, keeps your volume turned down, make sure that you don't put yourself out there and make their gremlins uncomfortable in any way. So it can go back to the sofa and eat its bonbons. That's all it wants to do. If you would just shut up, stay in a corner, quit trying to change the world, the gremlins would be really freaking right? That's all they want to do, right?
Yeah.
So what they do is they make the fear of something bigger without letting your intellectual, logical mind take over. But when we applied logic to your fears of rejection and judgment, you're able to say, well, I'm not actually afraid of that. What I'm really afraid of is X. So it really is just a big distraction. It's a flea circus.
It's a big cluster.
Yeah. And so we're just going to address it straight on. And your gremlins are losing their minds right now. They're like trying to organize. They're like, they're having their little itty bitty shitty committee meeting, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to stop you.
Oh, Jenny, I'm totally celebrating because they tried to do that to me earlier. Oh, they were going nuts earlier. I was working on rewriting some things on my website, and I sat here and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what to say. How do I explain who I am and what I do without making it so much about me and making it more about my clients, and what problems do I really solve? And I got so in a tizzy, I was like, stop it right now. Let's go do something else, because obviously that's a sore spot for you. Let's just focus on something else and get some things accomplished, and we can circle back around to that when you're feeling better and a little bit more in tune and aligned with what you have to offer. Yeah. And I got a ton done today, but I wouldn't have if I would have just kept trying to edit my website and not gotten anywhere.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
I have a technical question. So you made a video. It was you outside, and it was your picture, and then you went to some computer screen that you had a list of things. Yes.
Ecamm. She's talking about Ecamm.
Is that what that is? That's what I want to know.
Are you a Mac or a PC?
She's a Mac.
Yeah. So there's a tool. It's called Ecamm Live. I put it in the chat. So it's ECAMM, Ecamm Live. And it's a application you put on your Mac. It's not available for PC yet. It costs $30, not $30 a month, like $30 period. You buy it once. It's so yummy. And they're adding all these upgrades. So what I was able to do is a screen share. I was test driving it, and I'm so embarrassed that that's the video you saw, because I did it wrong and you could still see I wasn't doing it quite right. So I'm trying to figure out how to actually show just my slides without seeing the framework around my slides, but have me still on camera.
Doesn't matter. It was awesome.
Jenny, I wanted to ask you, my friend told me there is something available for PC, that's PC and Mac, that's something directly linked to Facebook. It's not BeLive.
Is it,
I want to say live was in the name.
Smile Time. BeLive now has screen sharing opportunities. There's also, oh my God.
It was the same type of thing. It was an application. She said it was $30 a month, or not $30 a month, $30 one time. It might have actually been less than that. It might have been $25 one time. And then you had it forever. And I want to say it was some sort of live cast thing through Facebook. Like some
Manicam? Was it this? Manicam?
Don't know. I might have to ask her.
So here's the thing I would say. There is a tool called Manicam that is so buggy, it will screw with your video forever. And it's cheap in every sense of the word. So I would run, not walk. But I don't know if that's what your friend is talking about. And that
I don't think it is.
It's me. So let me know. I know that Ecamm Live is trying to get onto PC. But they're also just really, really new. And so what I love about it, and Jeannie, you might like this too, is they've just added a feature to their beta, and it'll be live within a couple weeks, where when you shoot your video, it also creates a video live, a recording on your computer, separate from Facebook. And the reason that matters is the quality is going to be so much higher. Because Facebook, going through Facebook Live, you actually lower the quality. Facebook automatically lowers the quality just to make that file size smaller. So you have a choice now to record it on your computer as well, and then you could use that elsewhere.
So what happens to BeLive TV? Is that still, does anybody, what's the update?
Sure. BeLive.tv recently, last Monday, opened up their paywall. So they are now going to be charging a monthly fee in order to use their services. It's decent. It's reasonable if you're using BeLive all the time. I personally don't think I'm going to continue to pay for it because I have Ecamm Live, which I think is much more, it just looks so much better.
Yeah.
Can you do 2 people with Ecamm Live? 2 people?
Not yet.
You can interview? Not yet.
Not yet. And that is the one thing that's holding people back. They're working on that, but it doesn't exist yet. And so BeLive now you can have 2 or 3 people on there. There's also a tool called Crowdcast, which is another monthly fee service, but Crowdcast allows you to do webinars and live stream them in. And then of course, Zoom, if you upgrade to the Zoom webinar level, you can actually take your Zooms and live stream them in. But Crowdcast, I recently saw some of my friends doing a Crowdcast with 4 people on camera, and then they zoomed it into Facebook, they live streamed it into Facebook, and it looked stunning. So I had given up on Crowdcast a while ago because they weren't connected to Facebook Live, but they are now. So I'm going to give it another look this week, actually. So watch for my live streams on Crowdcast.
Okay. Let's hear about that. I want to interview people, and I need 2 people on the screen at the same time.
What is on Zoom? Zoom has some sort of thing that'll go into Facebook?
Yes. So if you pay for the upgraded Zoom webinar level.
I have the pro version. I don't know what that means.
So you have the pro version is the Zoom rooms where you can use it like we are right now. The webinar version is the next level up where you can actually set up a webinar. And so when you do that, you can actually go live through Zoom webinar to Facebook Live or YouTube Live. One or the other. You can't do both at the same time. And that can have multiple people on camera with you.
Is there anyone that has the capability of doing both to YouTube and Facebook right now at the same time?
You have to use kind of a third-party fancy-ass tool, and you're actually kind of breaking the rules. So Facebook in its API, which is, I don't even know what API stands for. I use the phrase all the time, but their rules are that if you're live streaming to Facebook Live, you should only be Facebook Living. There are tools that are going around that, but that could get you thrown in Facebook jail. And in my opinion, that shit ain't worth it.
Yeah, no. No,
right.
no.
So if you become a big enough deal that Zucky notices that you're going live there in Periscope and on YouTube Live and on Busker and all these other live streaming platforms, if you don't know what those are, don't worry, you shouldn't, because they suck. Then you're breaking Facebook's rules for now.
Right. Okay. So it really shouldn't matter then. And I wonder, I'll have to look into the Zoom thing because I already have a Zoom account. So if I'm bumping that up a tiny bit, that's not going to be that big of a deal. If it's a substantial amount, then forget it.
I think I pay $54 a month for my Zoom account in order to have that service. I think that's what it is. 50, 54. So I don't know what you're paying for your.
I don't know.
What is it called? The version? Oh, just the webinar Zoom.
It's the Zoom webinar version. Yeah. So in the call that we're in right now, we don't have that set up because this is a call versus a webinar, but you can actually create a webinar, which has all the functionalities of a webinar. And plus you can also live stream to Facebook Live.
Yeah. I'm only paying like $14.99 right now.
Yeah. I think that's it's a pretty big jump.
Yeah. So, and it looks like
Facebook Live, you're getting all of the webinar.
Yeah. I don't even see that one on here. I see $19.99 a month, which is all businesses, unlimited cloud storage, dedicated customer service manager, executive business reviews, discounts on webinars, on bundled discounts on webinars and Zoom rooms. So it must be additional.
Because I'm such a nerd, James.
Oh no, here it is. Video webinar starting at $40 a month.
That's it. So I pay the 40 plus the 15, so 54 something. Yeah. James Lick is the name of the guy that I work with over at Zoom. So there's his email address if you want to reach out. Tell him I sent you. Because they sometimes have promotions and stuff that you can get in on.
Okay.
Oh, do you get credit if we log on to it?
No, I'm not an affiliate or anything like that. He's just really good customer service. I would not try to sell you an affiliate or whatever. But what I have found is that the website is one thing. I went through James and he was able to give me a couple months of the upgrade free because I actually reached out to him. And then he also gave me a demo of what it would do, which you're not really able to do. So just send him an email and tell him that I sent you.
Yeah, I'll send him an email and be like, hey man, I'm interested in doing some live streaming and I'd like to use Zoom for that, but it's a lot of extra money. I could just easily use Be Live, but I'd much rather just use Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom is nice because you'd be able to share your screen, share your slides and all of those things. I think Ecamm for the money is just so much nicer. But Jeannie, you were saying you want to be able to interview people, and so you need something else until Ecamm gets up to speed. They are working on that, but it's not a priority. What I want Ecamm Live to do, and what I want Zoom to do, is what Be Live does so well, which is allow you to promote comments into the lower third. I feel like that is the gold. And so Ecamm Live is also working on that.
Nice.
I know I got super nerdy with all of these live streaming tools. There are a gajillion.
This is what it is, Jenny. It's live.facebook.com.
Oh, that's just Facebook's live version.
Supposedly there's some sort of what did she say? You can actually do like screen sharing and stuff through this supposedly.
Oh, that's news to me.
Can you put your full name, Jenny? I'm gonna mention
Mustafa Julak.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Right? Well,
He will know me as Coach Jenny.
All right.
Nobody knows me as Jenny Mustafa Julak. For obvious reasons. I know.
All right, ladies.
Ta-da!
Have an awesome day.
You guys, the Rejection Challenge is on. I will see you, lovely people.
Rejection Challenge.
We got the Rejection Challenge on. I adore you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Enjoy your vacation, Jenny.
Thank you.